And with that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I had to stream on in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GSR Season 14, ladies and gentlemen. And for the final time, Season 14, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into round 12 of the season here at the wonderful Brazilian circuit. Jose Paulo. No, wait, no, was that Mexico? Oh my god. Anyway, we're here in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Interlagos. How can I forget that? Interlagos, ladies and gentlemen, for the final race of GSR Season 14. I'm so happy to be here. I hope you all are doing very, very well, because this is going to be a phenomenal race. I have a feeling deep inside my heart that this race is going to be amazing, because but we'll come on to that later, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta calm down a little bit. It's been a long way, but we're finally here for the last race of GSR Season 14. It's been a crazy journey with the revival of GSR a couple of months ago now, and yeah, well, we made it through Season 14, and that without any big troubles, I have to say. We got a lot of drivers in, many here again today, although we do kind of miss a few of them who said they would race, but they just don't turn up. Kind of disappointed in those, but anyway, we're hopefully gonna have a good race here. We do got one more driver, Speedyman, joining in a little bit later, but yeah, what a journey it's been, and we are now finally here in Brazil. If you saw the race last week, you already know that we have a new drivers champion, a new old drivers champion, I have to say, Vapor. Let's see where he is right now. On track already, setting some lap times. Vapor then, yeah, has won the title last week. I think this is the correct graph for that. He won the title one race before the end of the season. It was a very good season from Vapor. Yeah, obviously got the most points, but also the most wins, I believe. And yeah, was just a very, very amazing season from Vapor. It was very much fun to see him drive. And yeah, he already said he probably won't gonna race next season. So obviously that will be a big loss, but at the same time it will be a big win, because he will be joining me here in the commentary booth for GSR Season 15. I'm very happy for that. I'm very much looking forward to that, and can't really wait on seeing him here, or have him here alongside me. Wait a second, why is it double audio? I think it should be fine now. Okay, yeah, so yeah, very, very happy on having him alongside me for next season. We're gonna see if he's gonna commentate T1 or T2, maybe what we maybe gonna have. But anyway, for now, let's take a look then at the race results from last week. Like I already mentioned, we had it's still like that. I don't know why it does that. Let me see. Oh wait, maybe it's that. No, it's not. I don't know why it makes the background invisible, basically, but I mean, yeah, I think you can see where this is going. Let's just quickly go through the race results then from last week. We had Speedyman winning the race ahead of Vapor. No, wait, that is qualifying what I have here. I was so confused. Hackeron, obviously. Yeah, how could I forget that? Hackeron on his debut and one off show, basically. Winning the race ahead of Vapor, who secured his title there. So congrats again to Vapor for the driver's title. XD Joseph then behind, making a podium for Red Bull. Pretty good result for the team. Thalo then in P4 after his first two race appearances, brought him 2 wins. Only P4, not even the podium. Yeah, very unlucky. Speedyman though in P5, but also for him kinda unlucky with how the race went down. Vapor secured enough points in the end to deny Speedyman the chance of winning the title here in Brazil. 8 done in P6, Quick P7, Lazar also only in P8, very unlucky for him as well. Jensen Bartley in P9 and HRT Alfie in P10. So that's the race results then from last week. Let's take a quick look at the driver standings. And yeah, you can see Vapor has won the title already. Can I move it? There we go. Yeah, Vapor then already has secured the title with 1 race to go. So this will be a very calm race for him then, I would say. Let's see what he can do. But maybe we'll come to that. And Speedyman is also joined right now. So that's good. We have Speedyman in the fight as well. Because we'll come to that in a second. Speedyman in P2, Lazar in P3. So between these two, there's obviously still a fight going on. Who's going to be second in the driver standings for GSR Season 14? Who's going to be third? So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. We have 8 done in P4. Thalo in P5. Smajek P6. Vestrici P7. We got Jensen Bartley in P8. Sturmer P9. And XD Joseph in P10. The rest of the top 20 you can see on your screen right now. And let's quickly move on. And this is now the very interesting stuff. Constructor standings, ladies and gentlemen. Also move that a little bit to the side. And what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? McLaren leading right now with 212 points. Alpine second, 204 points. Sauber P3, 195 points. So only 17 points separating the top 3 in the final race, going into the final race. You all probably know the highest number of points you could get is 45 points, 43 in real life. Here in our league you can secure 1 additional point for pole position, 1 additional point for fastest lap. So 45 points overall. So Red Bull in P4 is out of contention. And Aston Martin behind as well, obviously. But between those there could be possibly a little bit of change. Aston Martin in P4, Haas in P6, Racing Bulls P7, Ferrari P8, Mercedes P9, and Williams in P10. It's all very tight between P8 all the way down to P10. Ferrari in P8 and Mercedes in P9 also equal on points, so this is also going to be very interesting. But obviously, let's focus back at the front. McLaren, Alpine, Sauber. Those 3 teams are only separated by 17 points. It's not even that Sauber is 44 points behind, you know, and they need to have a perfect weekend in order to win, and McLaren have a really bad weekend. No, it's just 17 points. And then there's also Alpine, only 8 points behind McLaren. So the fight is really on. Vapor, obviously, driving for Alpine. He secured the driver's title. He want to make it 2 now for his team as well. McLaren might not have the best driver of this tier. That would obviously be Vapor. But they might have the stronger lineup in form of Lazar and Callum now driving this weekend for McLaren. So obviously they want to keep the lead. They have the better advantage. They have the better position right now. So obviously they want to keep the race. And Sauber also. They have, with Speedyman, 1 very good driver who got a little bit unlucky in the season. They have Jimbo as well. Jimbo might not be the quickest, but he is a very consistent driver. He comes into the points basically every race. So, and those few points that Jimbo would even get, like, I mean few, but it also could be P5, which would be 10 points, which is not that few, could make a huge difference in the end. So I think this is going to be a really amazing race that we're going to have ahead of us and that we're going to watch tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as this thing is going down to the wire. 1 safety car could shake up the whole constructor standings. 1 mistake by 1 driver could change everything. And this is what's this is really what making this race so amazing here. And I hope everybody of the drivers that is involved and not involved as well knows what is up to play for. If that's correct. Like we got Lazar and Callum. Hopefully both really know that this race is important to the team. It's not like this thing is through. It's not like the ship has sailed. It is still going on. Only 8 points behind. Vapor is currently sitting on provisional post, so that would be 1 point already. That Alpine is closing in, making it 7. So, and if Vapor were to win the race and get the fastest lap as well. And let's say Lazar is coming home in P2, Callum maybe out of the points overall. Then it would already be enough for Alpine to secure the title. So this is not just like they have to cruise home and get a couple of points to secure the title. No, they really have to work for it tonight. And yeah, who knows what Sauber can do? Jimbo, Speed Demon maybe. Let's see what they can do. So, but that's it for now, guys. Just wanna, I will come back to this a couple of times, I believe. So just for you to keep in mind, this race is not just a fun final race of the season. It is about the constructor standings. And yeah, that's gonna be really amazing. Alright then. Here we go then. Let me see if I can get the chat back in here somewhere. Right, so where's the chat? I can't see the chat. Can I get it somewhere here? Okay, not really. Okay, Speed Demon seems to have a little bit of problems with getting into the race. Sadly, that's not good. Alright then, 4 minutes to go. Currently, Vapor on provisional pole, 1 minute 7.6. That is a nice gap that he has to 8, 3/10. Hitman on his debut here as well, driving for Williams. Currently sitting in P3, 1 minute 8.0, so already 4/10 behind Vapor, but very close ahead of Lazar in P4 right now. Then we got Quick Vic in P6, Jack in P7, Sam L in P8, Hosem Nemen, oh my god, Hoseneman, Hoseen in P9, also on his debut here, and as Hitman then. Sorry guys, we missed it, but we got some problems with Speed Demon there. Hitman goes quickest right now, 1 minute 7.5. That puts Vapor down into P2. And obviously it might not look like much, but obviously this could have huge influence on the constructors, because Vapor needs to secure a couple of points. This team is currently 8 points behind McLaren, and with that it stays like 8 points. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, he would have gained 1 point already through the pole position point, but that's now gone, at least for the moment. Here we see 8 currently on his outlap. Best qualifying session so far from the Haas driver, sitting there in P3. Let's see if he can stay there to the end, as we have Jimbo starting a lap. Let's follow Jimbo then, as we saw quickly the Ferrari off track then. Jimbo currently in P11, right behind Callum. And this is now very interesting, because obviously Sauber and McLaren are fighting against each other. That is crucial. Let's see if we can beat Callum's lap time then. Roughly 4 tenths quicker than in Jimbo's lap time. And Speedy now also joined. Luckily, let's hope we can go out for one quick lap at least. As we're following Jimbo here through these beautiful corners at Interlagos. Where you can see it's quite an up and down. And currently half a second up. That's looking like a decent lap time from Jimbo there. Could put him into the P10s with ease as he's coming down all the way this long, not really straight, but full speed passage. And now up to the line Jimbo goes. And it's P6. It's a very good lap time from Jimbo. Also one of his best qualifying sessions so far is if it stays like this. And we have Hossein going for P3 now. Oh, there's an Aston Martin on the racing line. Luckily Hossein just finished his lap time. But yeah, that was very dangerous from the McLaren there. Sorry, from the Aston Martin. As we have more people now finishing their laps, and I don't think it's going to be enough for Speed Demon then. So he already finished his lap time. Sorry, as we follow then Vapor then. Our champion of GSR Season 14. Let's see what he can do. There's a McLaren up the road. Is that Lazar? I believe so. He comes up to the line now first, but Vapor then. Could he beat him? Maybe. Lazar goes P3, but Vapor currently sitting in P2. Can he be on pole? Yes, he can. 1 minute 7.2. Massive lap time from Vapor then. Once again, showing why he is the champion of this season. Let's see then. Callum off the track. No improvement from him. He stays P11. Jimbo coming in. We got 8 invalidating his lap time. And Hossein coming into the pits. And that means qualifying will be over, ladies and gentlemen. And here we have our starting grid for the last race of GSR Season 14. Speed Demon already saying in the Discord chat, last to first. Alright then, here we have our results then, ladies and gentlemen. Vapor, obviously, starting from pole. Hitman in P2 on his debut. Very strong qualifying from him. Lazar in P3, Alfie in P4. We got Hossein in P5, 8 in P6. Sam and Jimbo in P7 and 8. Quick Vic P9, Jack P10. We got Callum in P11. The 2 Aston Martins, Abra and Harold in P12 and 13. We got the 2 Germans, Infinity and Florian in P14 and 15. XD Joseph, our 3rd place finisher last week in P16, and Speed Demon obviously all the way down in P17. But it's a long race, ladies and gentlemen, and many things can happen. So let's see, it also could rain. We saw a lot of rain in the past few races, and we don't see rain today. So yeah, it's very sunny at the moment. At least we see some clouds up in the sky, but it should be dry for the foreseeable future. So for the first couple of laps at least, so we can have perfect conditions out on track for the drivers for the final race then. Yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting race. I was 200s up and run out of fuel. Oh Jack, oh man, that's so unfortunate. Unlucky. Sometimes it is like this. Yeah. Unfortunate, but the points will be only awarded in the race. Not only, we got 1 point for pole position, but the majority of the points will be awarded in the race. So let's see who will get the most points in this race. And it's not only about the drivers, it's also about the teams. It's especially about the teams, since this is the exciting thing that we're looking forward to. We have medium and hards being used with only 3 drivers going for the hard tires. It is Vapor, the front pole on hards, then Quick and Jack in P9 and 10 on hards. Everybody else is on mediums. So yeah, this looks like it's gonna be a one-stop race, unless there's a safety car, of course, which could always happen. I do expect some carnage heading into turn 1, especially since it's some slightly, so very slightly going to the left. It always catches drivers off guard, and yeah, it will cause some chaos, I believe. Anyway then, last race of the season. 3-way fight for the constructors, McLaren, Alpine and Sauber in this order. As of now, I think McLaren would win it. Obviously, they got Lazar in P3. He would gain 15 points for the team. That would create the gap to Alpine up to 23. Oh no, never mind. Alpine would win it by 2 points right now. If my math is correct now. So the gap is now 7 points, actually, because Vapor got a pole point. And yeah, oh, this is gonna be so tight. Crazy. Hitman then gets an invalid starting grid position, so he will be moved a little bit back. That is helping Lazar. Or maybe catching him immediately at the start. But anyway then, here we go. Waiting for the last drivers to line up. And we can start the final race of GSR Season 14. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are off and the last race of the season is underway. It's a good start from Vapor, even though with the hard tires. But Lazar may be challenging him already on the outside. It's gonna be very close between Lazar and Hitman. With Hitman getting the upper hand first of no! Cutting across Lazar, who might get the position because of that now. Yes, Lazar is up into P2 and Hitman gets under pressure from Alfie already, who might look for the dive into turn 3. Down the inside he goes, side by side they both go. And Alfie also takes the position from Hitman, who drops down to P4. Not the best start of him. And in the background we see some yellow flags, but it seems to be alright as of now. Every driver can continue the race. But in the lead, it is still Vapor, even though with the harder tire compound, he kept the lead. Lazar, however, very close behind him now in P2. And as of now, as it stands now, McLaren would win the driver's title, the constructor's title by 1 point. No, Callum also secures 2 points now, so that will be 3 points now for McLaren. So, the constructor's title would go orange in GSR Season 14. As of now, we see a spin in the background. That's Infinity and the Ferrari. But he's just right behind the last cars now, so he can also continue driving. Lazar looking for the move into turn 1, but can't quite make it. Hitman with a very late braking. Little bit of lock up there as he gets very close to the back of the Red Bull ahead of him. Then we have Jimbo and Callum and 8 also in there. All those yeah, GSR veterans, they're fighting for P8 as of now, but Jimbo got it. Callum now down to P10. That means McLaren would only secure the title by 2 points. Yeah, so it's a very intense fighting here, of course, and we will see how this constructors fight will develop over the next couple of laps. And we see Speed Demon up to P13. He started all the way down in P17. Brilliant start from Speed Demon then, as he is also still fighting for the constructor's title with his teammate Jimbo. As we see Speed Demon going for the move on Harold. Can't quite make it yet, but maybe around the outside of one of this very fast left-handers, and he gets the position. Speed Demon up to P12. That is 5 positions gained on the first 2 laps. Amazing stuff. But looking back at the front here now, we see Lazar still trailing behind Vapor. But I think Lazar, with the tire advantage, might be able to get the position very soon. As of now, it would be enough for the team to win the title. And obviously, Vapor in the disadvantage as he's alone. But here we see the attack now from Lazar around the outside in turn 4. Can't quite make it. There's a little bit of contact now. Lazar tries to squeeze through there, but he needs to stay behind from that. Nearly got overtaken by Ivy. might want to send it there. And you can see it's very close between the top 4 here. Wonder if Vapor is slowing him down on purpose to let the other guys also put up some pressure on Lazar. But as of now, the order is staying the same. We see a little bit of, oversteer from Alfie there out of the exit. But just very slightly. So far, it's everything clear. As we head into lap 4 now. This is one of the quicker lap times here on this track, or one of the faster tracks in the calendar. But here I think Lazar might be close enough now this time, going for the move into turn 1. Round the outside, Lazar tries. Vapor tries to defend the inside line. Let her look up. And Lazar now inside line, and he is through, but Vapor might to challenge him back. And here comes Alfie also as well, nearly 3 wide, going all the way down into turn 4. And here comes Vapor now. Down the inside on Lazar. This is for the constructor standings. This is a crucial fight here. Lazar gets off the track there. Needs to leave some space for Alfie. He wants to go through. Wants to get past these 2 cars ahead, but he can't. And Vapor, with a brilliant retaking of the position, is now back into the lead. And as it stands now, it is just not enough for him to secure the title. If he can get the fastest lap, who has the fastest lap now? Because this is important now. It is important who has the fastest lap now. It is Lazar actually. So, no Constructors title for Alpine. As of now, it is going orange. Like I already said, going for the team from Woking in England. But this race is far from over. Let's see then. I think Lazar is too far behind now. In the background we see 8 passing Jimbo. Yeah, obviously as of now, Sauber is not a threat for McLaren in the constructor standings. At least not on track. And with the overtake from 8 on Jimbo, it, just widened the gap between the 2 teams. As we see, Lazar getting close to the back of Vapor. I wonder if there was some contact. We saw some debris flying. And we also see Callum going for the move on Joseph, who retakes the position. There's a little bit of contact as Callum tries to tuck in behind Joseph a little bit too early. But also Florian is now, Florian gets a 3-second time penalty. Speed Demon is back into the points, ladies and gentlemen. It took him 5 laps to overtake 7 people in front of him, and he's into the points position now. He is in P10, hunting down Quick now, and then he got his teammate Jimbo ahead of him. I don't think that's going to be hard for him to take that position, and then we'll see where his race will go. Maybe Sauber still has a say in the constructors fight, but we'll see. Up on front, nothing changed yet. Lazar still behind Vapor. Good. And the gap is widening a little bit. As we have a fight going on between Infinity and Abra here in the background for P15. And we also have a crucial fight between Callum and Joseph. And I think Callum got the position now. Is now up into P11. Not happy, I think, with Joseph there. But that is not giving any points to McLaren right now. He needs to at least get Quick, who got overtaken by Speed Demon. I'm sorry, guys, that we missed it. Here comes Sam on the Hosin. My god, sorry now. Up to P5. But let's follow Speed Demon then for a couple of laps, because he is flying out there right now. He is quite far behind Vapor, of course. But yeah, he's putting on a brilliant show here now. Starting all the way in last position and now already up into P9. And hunting down his teammate now, who is staying with 8. So 8 and Jimbo both very close together now. Still within DRS range of 8. And you can see how much the gap is coming down between Jimbo and Speed Demon. And I think Jimbo might let him through now. Yes, he does. So Speed Demon up into P8. Brilliant charge through the field so far. We have Joseph and Callum once again changing positions, with Joseph getting the upper hand now. And now Speed Demon right behind 8. Let's see if we can get that gap down quickly enough as well. It's growing a little bit right now. Just over 2 seconds now. But here he gains a lot, and that's Sam round. Sam has spun round and has speed him through. And obviously Hosen 8 and Jimbo as well, but obviously speed him gained 10 positions on the first 7 laps. This is crazy. Gained a lot on 8 as well. Already in the RS range. Might not work here, but maybe down into turn 4 it will work for Speedyman. Getting a little bit closer here in the braking zone for turn 1. And we have another yellow flag, so that's a spin-off. Hitman. Hitman after a great qualifying session and a great opening, couple of opening laps. Also down, oh, well, not really down, still in P4, but he dropped quite far behind Alfie now, 5.7 seconds. Oh, we have yellow flags in the background in a fight between, that must be Abra who spun, gets overtaken by Florian now, and Infinity right behind him as well. Up in front, we still have the top 3, Vapor, Lazar, and Alfie in DRS range of each other. And then we have 08 with a slide. That might get Speedyman to get a little bit closer now. Crucial points for the Sauber team, which will secure good points, but not enough as it stands right now. Behind that, we have also quite a try in between Joseph, Callum, and Jack, and we have a couple of people coming into the pit lane now. Sam L is one of them, and he gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he is retiring from the race as well. Very unfortunate for him then. Let's see, speed him in here. Still not close enough to 8 to go for the move. Maybe the tire is going down a little bit, and Speed Demon got wing damage as I saw. Speed Demon got wing damage on the right end plate. It's gone. Oh, that might be the case why he's not catching up that quickly enough, or can't get close enough to go for the move on 8. That must be pretty much, or will be pretty much repaired under the first pit stop, I assume, even though it would drop him a little bit behind again. Got yellow flags again. This is for Florian Foley, who's been spun around in the middle sector there. And we also see that Lazar dropped out of the areas of Vapor. That might be crucial, both for Vapor to get away from Lazar, but also Lazar in defending against Alfie, because that really much benefited him, of course, at the same time. We have a spin of Infinity, also in the middle sector. As we see that Alfie is getting a bit closer to Lazar, and Lazar not really able to catch back up to Vapor. But obviously the medium tires now are 10 lap olds. We just saw the first people coming in for their pit stops. So, oh, we have a safety car, a virtual safety car at least, and that now is helping everyone who needs to pit now. I think that is not gonna benefit Vapor, because all those guys now can do the pit stop, which they would have done anyway, maybe now. Under a virtual safety car, they will save a little bit of time. And we see Lazar coming in. Oh, sorry, no. But yes, he does come in. Just thought the pit entry was a bit earlier. And Vapor also coming in. So Vapor is using that safety car now as well to also come in. But he started on the hard tires, and they are not saving that much time under the safety car. We have 8 staying out. Speed Demon coming in. Jimbo also staying out. Yeah, Vapor going for another set of hard tires. He has to do one more stop. Lazar can go to the end. Alfie can go to the end. But Vapor has to come in again, because he did not use 2 different tire compounds, obviously. So when they can do around 10, 11, maybe 12 laps on mediums, how long can they go on the hards? Can they go to the end? 26 laps. It's still a long way. but I think it could be possible if you're really conservative on your tires. So yeah, but that's gonna be very interesting on what strategy Vapor will go on to. But it leaves him obviously with some mediums that he can use at the end of the race. So good for him. Here we see the battle between Quick and Jimbo. Currently fighting for P2. But let's see if any of them will come in. Jimbo might come in. No, he doesn't. He's staying out. And here comes the attack from Quick around the outside. Can't really make it there. Jimbo's defending the inside line. But Quick also waited maybe a little bit to go for the move here. Down into top 4. And behind that, sorry to break into that. Jack overtaking Callum. And here we see just the overtake from Quick on Jimbo. Moving up to P2. Where he can stay out a little bit longer. Here we see maybe the attack from Callum then. No. You can clearly see how much his tires are gone. It's getting very tight between him and Hitman. And Lazar is... Oh my god, Lazar is out of the race. Lazar cut the corner and he's out of the race. And that is crucial for the constructor standings now. That is crucial now. That is ruining the constructor's title hopes of McLaren. That is absolutely devastating for McLaren. You will see Vapor then on Jimbo getting past his Sauber and also going through on Quick as well. It's getting very tight on the entry and here comes Jimbo. Sees his opportunity. Tries to go for the move as well. Still side by side these two. It's getting very close. But Jimbo gets the upper hand for now. He gets the DRS as well. No, Quick got it, sorry. But Jimbo did as well. Speed Demon with the fastest lap now. He's all the way down in P11 again. But ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely devastating news for the McLaren team. We're going to take a quick look again at the constructor standings. Here we go. So, there we go. Yeah, we saw McLaren ahead of this race was leading the constructor standings. Alpine only 8 points behind. They're down to 7 points anyway because Vapor got the pole position. And now the best driver is out of the race. Vapor is the net leader of this race. He's just catching up to 8 now, who still has to do his pit stop. He will presumably come in right now at the end of this lap. So Vapor will take the lead of the race again. 8 is not coming in, but Vapor passing him anyway. Here comes Alfie then through on Jimbo. But yeah, what that means, 25 points more onto the points of Alpine. 26 with the pole position. That would mean they're on 230 points. McLaren, as it stands right now, would need to gain 28 points to stay on the same points, which for a single driver is not possible. So if Vapor can bring this home, he will secure the title for his team as well. This is absolutely devastating for McLaren. And yeah, we got some insider information here as well. Seems like the wheel of Lazar just disconnected. So it was a mechanical problem then what caused his retirement. So unlucky for him. As we see Speedman then moving back into P10. Yeah. Obviously, also Alfie getting past 8. Yeah, Sauber also still in the fight technically, but they are even further behind than Alpine is right now. I think it's gonna be very tough for both of them to get enough points here, even though, or still with considering the fact that Jimbo still has to pit. So let's say it like this. Yeah, he's sitting in P4 right now, but yeah, like I said, has to come in again. Speed Demon also has to come in again. He did 2 sets of mediums so far, so he has to do another stop later on in the race. Yeah, it's gonna be very tough for anyone to beat Vapor and Alpine here today. Yeah, I think this DNF of Lazar just yeah, sadly decided the constructor standings, unless something is happening to Vapor, which I don't think, because nothing's ever happening to Vapor. I think this one is pretty much through. Still got 15 laps to go. No, wait, even more. 20 laps to go. Sorry. So, like I said, still a long way. Many things can happen. Yeah, but it's gonna be very tough, as we see Jimbo now coming into the pits as well, serving his first pit stop of the race, and presumably I would say the last pit stop, because he did now 15 laps on mediums. Should be able to do 20 laps on hards. Yes, he does. And he will come out again in P10, maybe P11, let's see. Should be P11 for Jimbo then. Oh, it's very tight there to the wall. Oh, up here at the front we see Jack going for the move on Hossein and gets the move done. Or maybe he was defending against Hossein, because Jack still also has to do a pit stop. Done 50 laps on hards now. One of the last hard runners from the start, say as well as with Quick Vic, which is 2 positions up the order. And I think both of them will go to around lap 20 and then switch for the mediums. Basically the same that Jimbo did, just the other way around. And yeah, as of now, the race has calmed down a little bit after that dramatic DNF from Lazar, as 8 gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. And Jack is staying out, yeah, just as expected. Gonna get rid of the tires here again, and here comes the attack from Speedyman then on Jack. Down the inside into turn 1. The old switcheroo, and again the inside line for Speedyman. And Jack immediately under pressure as well from Hossein, who gets the move done as well. Jack losing 2 positions in just, yeah, 3 corners at a straight. It's now down to P7. Yeah, Speedyman into P5. Good race so far from him. He had a little bit of tough luck last week, so it's good to see him doing so well again. That would mean 10 points to Speedyman, who would also be maybe ahead of Lazar in the driver standings. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough for the constructor standings, obviously, but it might be enough for the driver standings. Let me quickly check that. Oh, he's ahead of Lazar anyway. Yeah, it was only a 1 point difference between the 2 of them. Crazy. But yeah, alright, so Speedyman then will get 2nd place, as we see Jack coming into the pits now. And also getting a 10-second time penalty. Wow, we see a lot of 10-second time penalties today. As we see Joseph here a little bit under pressure from Jimbo. And Speedyman under pressure from Hossein. Yeah, but looking at the constructor standings, Sauber is 9. Wait, I can't count. 9 points behind Alpine. So they need to score 9 points more than Vapor does right now to win the title. Which is tough, because Vapor is scoring 25 points right now, which means they would need to score 34 points. Which, yeah, is basically P2 and P3, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's gonna be very unlikely for them to win the title here tonight as well. So, pretty surely it's going Alpine as well as the driver's title. So, let's see. But, Speedyman up to P4 as well. Yeah, we have a fight coming on between Callum and Jack now. Jack obviously just came out of the pit lane, should have the better tires now. And easily gets the position, is now into P10. Callum outside of the points, unfortunately, for the McLaren team. Jimbo getting a time penalty. Let's check time penalties then, shall we? We see Oh my god. Hitman, Hossein, and Jimbo. P3, 5, and 7. All with 3-second time penalties. The guys between Speed Demon in P4 and 8 in P6 both got 10-second time penalty. That is gonna hurt very much. Then we got also Jack and Harold in P10 and P12 with 10-second time penalties. And we got Florian with a 3-second time penalty right now as well. Up at the front, we see Vapor still managing the gap to Alfie. 3.8 seconds the gap. Hitman gets another 3-second time penalty. Puts them up to 6. Yeah, and obviously this race is not over yet. But as of right now, it doesn't seem to be changing that much here for the front. We know that in order to win the title overall, Vapor needs to score, well, 8 points more than McLaren. McLaren doesn't score any points right now. That would mean Vapor needs to be at least P6. Which, let's see, how much is the gap to P6? It is 26 seconds. So could be roughly 1 stop more for Vapor, and he would still come out there where he needs to come out. Which would be, yeah, well, P6. Oh, we have a spin off track. That is 8. 8 taking the Kimi Raikkonen line there. Wonder what happened there. We saw him very close on the track map to Hossein, who is just entering the pits right now. And maybe changing the front wing? No, he doesn't, but changing his tires. Yeah, but definitely very weird what happened there. And that just shows how quickly it could go wrong here. How quickly things can change and how quickly a safety car could come out as well. Oh, gonna be very close between Hossein and Callum there. Going down towards turn 4, but Callum just gets ahead of him. Hossein stays behind for now. Oh, a little bit of a drift into the corner, into turn 4. Tires definitely not warm enough. You could see him weaving a little bit to warm up his tires. Obviously difficult. The race speed. We got yellow flags, and that is Hitman out. Luckily, that is not causing a safety car. Not yet, at least. And Speedyman goes for the gamble. Comes into the pit lane. But no safety car. Unfortunate for him. Yeah, 10 lap old or 11 lap old medium tires. Yeah, should definitely switch them. And goes for the hard tire compound. Obviously solving his 10-second time penalty here. Oh, we have a fight here between Hossein and Callum. But yeah, Hossein gets ahead of him now with the tire advantage. But Callum might be able to fight back into turn 4. Let's see. No, not quite close enough. But behind it, it's pretty close between Harold, Joseph, and Speedy Manu is just coming out of the pit lane. But he's too far behind. Here comes Joseph then down the inside on Harold. Into turn 4. And Joseph gets the position. Is now up into P9. The Repo driver. Oh. And we see Speedyman now going for the move on Harold there, down the inside, very tight. Cutting a little bit across the grass there, and now round the outside, Speedyman with the better line gets the position immediately back into P10. Great move from Speedyman then, as he's hunting down Joseph now for P9. Just gonna quickly do something here, because I think that we might be able to see what happened to Lazar here. ladies and gentlemen. Put it up for you there in the small window.
No!
See Lazar just completely locking
No!
the wheel there, completely disconnected, like you said. And that is a very unfortunate DNF from
You are kidding
Lazar
me.
there.
You are kidding me.
Brought an end to his and his team's Constructors title hopes. Yeah, very, very unfortunate for him. Yeah, Lazar's season also a little bit followed by some bad luck for him and the team overall. And yeah, it just showed his face once more at the final race of the season. Yeah, very, very unfortunate. Alright, let's see then. The gap between the cars. The gaps are quite spread out. Now we see Speedyman still charging through the field in hopes to get a good result for the end of the season. As we see him also securing that point for the fastest lap right now. 1 minute 10.1. And yeah. Oh, we see also, sorry guys, Vapor coming into the pits now, or just exiting the pits now. 10 laps to go. He's going for a new set of medium tires. Gonna guess we see Alfie also coming in again. Maybe. And oh, hello mate. We got Lazar here then for some mid-race interviews. Can you hear me? Can you talk? No, so at least I can't hear you if you're saying anything. Oh, hello? Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so we got Lazar here then for some mid-race interviews, like I said. Lazar, first of all, I'm very sorry for your crash. Yeah, it was looking very good actually, to be fair, this race for you and for your team especially. How how much annoyed are you now after this DNF from you?
Very, very frustrated. Definitely had the pace for a podium, but at the end of the day, well, I'm not sure the gap between the constructors now, but that'll be annoying because, well, I've got to be honest with you, I've kind of just rage quit the game. I've shut everything off. So yeah, it's very annoying. Had the pace to probably fight with Alfie because my tyre deg probably was a little bit higher. He's been managing his tyres a bit better than me, so you know that would have been interesting towards the end. But it was looking pretty safe for at least the P3. And the fact that I'm going to walk away the race with no points, it confirms Speed Demon as the runner-up, which is, I mean, it's pretty deserved from his half. He's had his fair share of bad luck, especially from last race. But Yeah, it kind of this race just kind of sums up the whole season. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, I'll have some good moments, but it's just like predominantly bad, unlucky, or you know, whatever. But yeah, it's a it's a shame to finish the season like this. I can't lie.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, especially since you, with McLaren, you were leading the constructors heading into this race. And, well, basically, if my math was correct, it would have been enough if you would be P2 behind Vapor. But then, obviously, it kind of comes down to the point where does Callum also secure a couple of points for the team, or who has the fastest lap in the end. Yeah, but obviously, very, very bad luck. Like I said, it summarized your season a little bit. But yeah, what still, what do you take with you now into the season break and heading into the next season? What do you learn from this season, and what will you again bring into the next season?
Well, I think as a like, what I've learned through the season is that I need to more manage my rear tyres because I seem to overheat my rear tyres a lot. Whether if it's just creating like a bigger gap for the car ahead to maybe like cool the rear tyres down or something along the lines of that, as well as like increase my pace in the wet. For some reason, my pace in either damp or wet conditions, I'm significantly slower than I was maybe like a couple of years ago, which is strange, but something I need to work on. But yeah, it's just a case of staying out of trouble, which sometimes I do, but it seems like when I do involve myself in trouble, it usually ends up me walking away with limited or no points. So, you know, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but, you know.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. And I don't know if you heard that as well, because I got a couple of league races per week now, and so I might confuse a thing or two. But so I don't know if Vapor said it, but Vapor won't race next season, so he will be probably joining me in the commentary booth. And yeah, obviously that is one of the big players out for next season. Yeah, and obviously I don't know about you and Speedyman as well, but at some parts in the season I was thinking like if Vapor wouldn't be there, we would have a really nice fight between you and Speedyman. Obviously we will
Yeah.
get a couple of new guys in as well, but are you looking forward already for next season and might be thinking that it could be your chance on winning the title could be a little bit higher when Vapor is not there?
Well, I mean, I've got to be honest with you, that is the first time I've heard that news, so I'm pretty shocked, to be honest with you, like the best driver on the grid just not racing anymore. It's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. But anyway, yeah. Well, I think me and Speed Demon probably just like fairly like similar on different levels, if that makes any sense. As in we're fairly matched. Our pace isn't that far off. He probably edges me a bit more in quali, but yeah. No, I think if it does end up being me and him in a title fight, like it kind of was for the run-up spot for this year, then yeah, I'd be glad to accept the challenge because it's yeah, I'm very excited for next season now. Well, not because Vapor isn't racing anymore, because obviously like he's a great guy to race against. Of course, he's better than me, yeah. But I'll accept that. But it's just like, you know, he's a key figure that's lost. You know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all right. I don't want to take too much of your time, especially since we got a safety car now with 6 or 5 laps to go. And
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So, yeah, but I don't want to give you any hopes. But if there's anything happening under the safety car, there's maybe a chance for you to still win the title. It's all I'm gonna say. It's not. I'm not saying that it's very likely now, but we got a safety car. 4 laps to go, I think, in the second then, or 3 laps maybe. If anything can happen now. Yeah, so thank you then for being here for the short mid-race interview. Yeah, again, very sorry for your race, and yeah, hopefully we see you then next season again.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks for having me. A bit unprecedented, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that was then the midway interview with Laza and. Yeah, like you see on your screen right now, we got a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. The final race of the season. 5 laps to go, we got a safety car. Don't get any flashbacks from 2021, please. Yeah, but we got Vapor in the lead. Alfie, close man. We got an Aston Martin now in between the two of them. That's a bit annoying now. Let's hope he is coming in. That should be either Harold or Abra. Hopefully it is Abra. He just went into the pits and he's now in the middle of the top two. That's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, anything can happen now. Vapor ahead of Alfie. Then Jimbo in P3. What a race from Jimbo. Ladies and gentlemen, I just saw it during the interviews again. He was still fighting for P4. 8 as well. Both of them. Very amazing race so far. Incredible driving. Quick then in P4 as of now. 8 and Hossein P5 and 6. Joseph P7. Speed Demon in P8. He is kind of up and down, but now again he's right behind everybody else. And we saw what pace he had on lap 1, 2, 3 on those opening laps when they were so close together. So let's see what he can do on those final 3 laps maybe. Callum then in P9, also very interesting to see. He is still fighting for that McLaren Constructors title. So, okay then. We have Harold then for Aston Martin in P10, Abra in P11 right now, and Florian in P12. Alright then, safety car is staying out a bit longer. I think it will be staying out one more lap. And yeah, then we're gonna have 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more laps of racing to go. And yes, indeed, safety car is not coming in. So 1 more lap behind the safety car. Ladies and gentlemen, the last safety car of GSR Season 13 and the last 3 laps then of GSR Season 14 as well. Just waiting for... who's that? Speedy Man and Harold. Speedy Man is now stuck behind Harold. Let's hope he can catch up to the field quickly enough. Because that would be very unfortunate to see Speedyman be stuck behind the back marker and can't participate on the restart. Alright then, I think safety car will come in at the end of this lap. Speedy Man luckily catch back up to the field. Got, yeah. Wait, he doesn't have a back marker ahead of him. I'm very sorry, Harold. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Harold obviously is ahead of Speedy Man anyway. And safety car is coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 3 laps of racing. Everybody bunched up. This is important now for the constructors. Anything can happen now. If anything is happening to Vapor, a spin, a crash, McLaren could still win the constructors title. Jimbo securing some good points. Speedyman maybe as well. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flags. The race is underway again. And here comes Alfie immediately passing the back marker of Abra there, who makes a little bit of way there. That is good. But Vapor already 1 second away. Obviously, this is always going to fuck things up a little bit. Behind that, everything seems to be clear. No crashes, no anything. And Speedyman already very close to the back of Harold there. Maybe going for the move into turn 1. Speedyman has to be brave. Not brave enough, not close enough. Don't get confused why there's still safety car saying that. We don't have a safety car right now. We just have 3 laps of racing remaining. Oh, and here's Speedyman through now on Harold. Speedyman up 1 position already. That is 17 points for Sauber right now. But Alpine is still scoring 25 points. And Alfie is pretty close to the back of Vapor now. Let's check fastest lap. Currently belongs to Vapor, but this lap, this will come down now, I believe. So let's see then. Vapor. Alfie immediately fastest lap. 1 minute 8.9. And we have Speedyman once again making up ground on Callum. Also crucial for the driver constructor standings. Up to P8. 19 points for Sauber now. They need 34 points. Joseph going for the move on Hossein. And there's the side by side. Oh, getting very close here. 2 laps to go, or 1.5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. In the final race of GSR Season 14. Vapor still ahead of Alfie. The gap 7/10. Let's see if Alfie can go for a move on the final lap. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. And Speedyman getting very close to the back of all those guys ahead of him. First of Hossein. Even if Speedyman would get up to P4, it won't be enough though. It won't be enough. But here we go, then maybe Jimbo first of all has to defend a little bit. Here comes 8 on Quick getting past. But this one is for the lead. Maybe we see a change here. But Alfie is too far behind. Vapor is using his ERS effectively. No chance for Alfie to go for the move. Further behind, we have Quick going for the move on Joseph. It's getting very tight between the two of them. Hossein also right behind him, and then we have Speedyman just waiting for an opportunity, but it's cars all over the place. Oh, and there's contact between the two. Hossein nearly spins Quick round. And Speedyman just waiting behind, can't make an overtake, but here comes Speedyman now. Down the inside on Hossein. Going for the move, it's getting tight. And he gets the move done, I believe. And he also gets... No, that was still Hossein. Sorry, guys. But here then, Vapor. He is the champion already, but he wins the last race of the season as well. Vapor wins in Brazil. And Alfie comes home in P2. Then we got Joseph jumping up to P3. Obviously, a lot of penalties come into place. Quick P4. Speedyman P5. Right ahead of his teammate Jimbo, who dropped down. Because... a couple of penalties. 8 as well, only down in P7. Callum then in P8. Harold P9. Hossein P10. Then Abra and Florian Foley coming home in P11? 12? P12. But the Constructors title, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Alpine. Whew! What a finale. What a fire finale, ladies and gentlemen. That was a crazy race. Congratulations, obviously, to the top 3 for completing the race, obviously. But to everyone else as well. Yeah, so here we go then. Ladies and gentlemen, your results for the final race of GSR Season 14. Vapor winning the race, not with the fastest lap. The fastest lap goes to Alfie, and Joseph again on the podium, making it 2 third place finishes in a row, starting all the way from P16 on the grid. Quick then P4, Speedyman P5, then Jimbo and 8, Callum and Harold, Hossein, Abra and Florian Foley, Jack, Hitman on his debut, Lazar, Infinity in P16, and Sam L in P17. Wow. Alright, let's see if we can get the top 3 in for some interviews. Right then, here we go then. We're just waiting for our podium finishers to arrive. Oh, that was kind of quick. Got Joseph in already. That's good. Oh. No, wait. Cool. Okay, Alfie joining in as well soon. That's good. Whew. Yeah, alright. I think Vapor will find his way here as well. We're gonna start with you, Joseph, then, because you finished third anyway. So we would start with you anyway. Don't need to wait for the other guys. Yeah. So first of all, congratulations on the podium. Thank you for being here. Yeah, eventful race. I would say you not been around the top three or the podium area for this whole race, but in the end it was you who came home in third once again, just like last week. Yeah, pretty good feeling to finish the season on a double podium. I would say. How do you say? Oh,
Just fully, like, I had no pace, I was locking up everywhere. That's why I was down to P12. So I boxed the hards. No, I went another set of mediums. Say if I try and catch up to the pack. And I didn't make too much progress. So as soon as I went on the hard stage, it got called out. I didn't have any more mediums because I was thinking about doing that. But I went to the softs because it's the only other tyre I had. And I don't know, I think I went from like P11 to P3 somehow.
yeah.
I was just just overtaking everyone in like 3 laps. So yeah, it's not much more you can be happy about than that.
Yeah, I see. And obviously, looking back now at the season, obviously it was a difficult season for you, but you would still say you were happy with how the season went, or do you think like, yeah, things could have gone better and you would have been a little bit higher in the standings?
Yeah, I mean I only joined a few races ago. I think I've got a few podiums. So there's nothing more like to ask for, so next season when you probably race and could be up there in the top 5, top 3 maybe.
Yeah, all right. And what do you say? What is the what did you learn the most now after the season, or what is the thing you know you have to work on now in the break between the seasons for next season? What is the thing you need to improve on the most?
Um, Probably practicing a bit more for quali, because I'm always relying on my race. Because if I can get like a top 5 or P3, then I can definitely like maybe chance for a win or a P2 instead of a P3.
Yeah, all right then. That's everything from me then already. Yeah, once again, thank you for being here. Congrats on the podium, and yeah, have a nice break, and yeah, hopefully we see you then next season again.
And
Right, and we move on to our second place finisher, Alfie. I see you made it into the channel here as well. First of all, thanks for being here. Congrats on the podium. Yeah, long race. You've been up there on the podium spots this whole race, but yeah, in the end you lost out to Vapor. Yeah, are you happy with that result though still, or do you think you could have done something different to take the win here even today?
Um, I mean, I didn't actually have pacer on this track. It's like pretty much my worst track in the game. I've never done any laps around here yet, so I wasn't even expecting to be on the podium, let alone like a top 5 or something like that. So I mean, I'm very happy to be P2. I wasn't really expecting a win anyway. Vapor is just way too quick at the moment, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, all right. And do you think the safety cars did work in your favor? Obviously, I think I saw you in the Discord chat saying that it wasn't on purpose. Maybe, maybe. Not sure if it was you actually. But anyway, do you think the safety cars did help you a little bit today, or do you think like without a safety car today, maybe there would have been something possible over the strategies? Maybe an undercut on Vapor that could have helped you.
I mean, the virtual safety car gave us basically a free stop of, like, to go onto the hards in the second stint, which was always nice. And then the final safety car, I may or may not have just put it in a wall accidentally. And then it brought a safety car out very conveniently, but I didn't mean to do that. And then I was like, oh, I can win the race now, but I don't want to because then it will look like I've done it on purpose. So, yeah, I was just... Yeah, they both went in my favour, but I couldn't win the race, really. There was no real opportunity to.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously you also joined a little bit late into the season, so I think there was not a realistic chance of going for the title. But anyway, what did you learn now over the past couple of races, those last races that you made? And what is it that you take with you heading into the next season, whether it will be here in GSR or somewhere else?
I've learnt that the guys here are very, very fast. But I've not done any practice for a race here yet, so if I do some practice, then I can definitely try and challenge for the title. I'll just need to keep consistency up, to be fair, and then I should be sorted.
Yeah, okay. And final question. You said you've not done that many laps here in Brazil, and you think you said it's probably one of your worst tracks of the season. Were you still expecting you to go for the podium here tonight, or do you think like that a podium would be the best case basically, and you were very happy with the result now, not looking at how the race went?
I mean, I'm very happy with the podium, but to be fair, going into it, I was trying to challenge for points, basically, because I didn't think I could do anything, really. And then in quali, the pace on these turned out to be good. And then I got a good start, went up to P3. Lazar, for some reason, straight lined a wall, and then we were just P2, basically. So...
Yeah. If you're wondering, Lazar's wheel disconnected, and there was basically nothing you could have done. It just completely locked onto the right. Yeah. All right then. Yeah, I think that's everything from me then as well. So again to you, thank you for being here in the post-race interviews. Congrats on the podium, and yeah, thank you for racing here this season in GSR. And yeah, hopefully we see you as well in the next season then.
Thank you.
All right then, and finally we move on to our race winner and our driver champion, of course, since we know since last week, and also our constructors champion, Vapor. Hello, thank you for being here in the post-race interviews. Congrats on the podium and the win. Yeah, drivers champion last week, constructors champion this week. That must be a pretty good feeling to end the season on.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this one actually makes me feel better than the drivers, to be honest, because I had actually thought I had no chance really coming into it, especially when I saw I had no teammate at all. And I don't know, I just managed to unlock another gear today. So I haven't really had that kind of pace since Spa, where I've just felt really comfortable. But yeah, no, the pole lap was great. There was more time in that lap, but I can't really complain about it. I mean, last sort of needed that sort of pole point as well. Crucial, could have been crucial towards the end. Of the thing. Obviously, I know Lazar had his issues, but I'm not sure what I actually needed. I think because of the gap's 8 points, he needed to finish. Was it third? And then Callum had to finish outside the points.
Yeah. So basically, if you got P2, it would basically come down to So first of all, where
It's
would
not-
Callum finish, and then second of all, I think fastest lap point also would have played a role. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that basically that basically meant that as soon as he crashed out and I saw that Speed Demon and Jimbo had penalties, I basically knew it was secured that I'd done it. So at that point, I just kind of started cruising more, saving my tires. I obviously um made that 2 stop work. The tire wear was actually better than I expected. So I feel like I don't feel like I usually give you feedback on what the tires are like, but that race I was expecting it to be really high tire wear around Brazil. Usually, I was expecting medium guys to pit lap 8, but I think some of them took them to about 16. Um, so yeah, no, I was really surprised about that. Obviously that early VSC kind of muddled things up, but yeah, no, I'm over the moon with that. Perfect way to end the season. Sort of on my little bow out. I don't think it's fully goodbye from racing in GSR, but probably gonna move to commentary next season as I sort of take my A levels. I'm gonna have less time, or I don't know. I've not fully made my mind up. Maybe I'll just come in and I'll stay as a full time. I just won't do as much practice, and I'll just rock up and race. That's a possibility, but yeah, no, I still haven't made my mind up on that. But if this is my last race for probably until next summer, then yeah, I'm very happy that I've won it.
yeah, obviously. I can pretty much understand your feelings right now. That you said it's gonna be at the start of the race, chances of you getting the constructors were not the highest. Let's just say it like that. But yeah, you already mentioned that once you saw Lazar crashing out and you saw where Jimbo and Speedy were, you were pretty sure you secured it. But at the same time, for me at least, I always have this kind of feeling that when I just ask it directly, when Lazar did crash out, obviously you must have been pretty happy, but at the same time were you kind of sad that you didn't could continue this amazing fight heading into the rest of the race?
I mean, I was actually kind of scared because on the clip that I just saw, and actually on my arrow, I thought he was coming straight for me, and I just obviously I saw the gap. I actually was stuck behind stuck behind, was it Florian, the lap car, or I was trying to pass some traffic, and might have been Aid, I think, or Jimbo, and I just hit Vyang behind me, and Lazar's just into a barrier. At that point, I knew, okay, he's had an issue there because he wouldn't straight line it. So I guess, I mean, I was quite happy, but at the same time, I also knew that I've just sort of been given a chat. I've just sort of been given the constructors about the fact that he crashed out. Um, and obviously Alfie bringing up that safety car at the end, I don't think it mattered because I'm not. Where did Callum finish? Did he finish P9?
Somewhere
So
around
it
there.
would have been, so it would have been P10. So, um, they would have won
No,
by one. Wait, no, that's wrong.
so I
They
think
would
when
have
you
won by 1
got
point.
you when you were P1 and Lazar was behind you in P2, I think McLaren would have won it by 1 point.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it
yeah.
was actually
So
pretty close. So, but
yeah,
obviously,
it were. And I had the fastest lap. I don't know if you saw, but before the last safety car came out, I did have the fastest lap as well, which would have
yeah,
meant we were level on points. I think we would have won it on count back for race wins. Um,
yeah,
so
but
yeah, that was really close,
yeah,
and obviously, it's not nice to see some sort of a title rival. Obviously, I know we've had the drivers fight, but sort of a constructors sort of rival just go into a barrier with no fault of his own. So I felt really bad for him, but I would have had to hope that Alfie got past him probably, and Alfie had a lot of pace. So obviously, I don't doubt that's his ability. I'm sure he could have kept him behind, but I think it would have been a sort of good race to the end, and sort of it's been ruined by that issue that he had, which is really unlucky.
yeah. Um, Obviously, we talked about that it's a lot. Let's focus on what happened after that, because obviously the race was far from over at that point. You still got Ivy behind. Did you feel at any point really much under pressure? Because obviously you got the champion spirit. You want to race, you want to win, but at the same time you do. All your title rivals were out. You could technically come home in P2, P3. I think you could have even come home in P6 and still would have won the title. Not sure if you. Well, I'm pretty sure you don't count
That's Albon, though.
every possible combination out during the race. But looking at the race,
Yeah.
did you felt much under pressure by Alfie, or were you like, yeah, even if he overtakes me, I don't care, but we still got the constructors? Or what were your thoughts on Alfie during that race?
Well, I was under pressure at the end, but I wanted to keep him behind. I wasn't gonna let him pass without a big fight. Um, Fortunately, I think I just had the pace today where I could keep that 6/10 gap going onto the main straight, so he couldn't get past me. I just burned. That's all I was really doing. I think Lazo would have been more of a not to obviously not to insult Alfie, but I think Lazo sort of pace he showed in the first half would have been probably more of a threat on the softs at the end, because I think his pace on the sort of fresh tires. I've noticed that on the line. I really good on long stints. Qualifying laps as well, I'm pretty good. I'm good at just putting a lap in. Obviously, it took me a while to get to there, but ever since Canada, I think I've had what since Canada, I had uh, 4 out of 7 poles in that time period. So, sorry, ever since Belgium, where I got pole. Ever since that, I've just sort of rocked on in qualifying. I've really started being able to put laps in and push that extra bit. So I think, but my strength is long stints, like the hard stint I had when I was pulling away from Alfie. That's my sort of strength. So obviously, when he came out on the sauce behind me, I knew he was going to be a bit of a threat, and there was pressure on me, and fortunately, I managed to deal with it. But I think if Lazo was in the equation, it would have been a lot harder, because he would have basically had a bridge between Alfie and Lazo. I've got now 2 cars behind me, and that put me under pressure. But that could have, it's just been robbed of a really good end to the race through Lazo's issue. But it happens. It's just one of those things, and fortunately, I was able to just keep the position in the end and come home in first. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that result. As I say, I'm actually probably more happy about this than the actual drivers' championship. So yeah, I can't really say anything more. It's been a perfect season.
Yeah.
And I've capped it off in a great style. Here in Brazil, one of my favorite tracks. So yeah, no, can't really add to that. Just a great race overall, and glad we come on with the constructors like I was hoping for.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that. Looking back at the season now overall, because I think at the beginning of the season you were quite how do you say, you were not sure on how good you're gonna be at the season, because like you said, first season with no line and everything, you have to get used to that. I think we could kind of feel that you get a little bit more confident with each race into the season, especially now at the end of the season. You at least seem quite confident. What is like the biggest thing that you learned now over the season? I mean, you already said that you were good on the long term stints, but in general now after your first season without line, what is the biggest thing that you learned for yourself?
Well, the biggest thing is sort of, I think it's actually been discovering how I drive. I'm very, it sounds quite stupid, like talking about drive style in a fun game, but they do make a difference. And I've always sort of been very, even online, I've been very smooth with the steering wheel. But as I've sort of come to know line, I've actually had to shift, and I've been a lot more aggressive. I'm wheel locking now into on not in the race, but on qualifying laps. I'll wheel lock in. I'm trying to find that extra tenth or two that you can sort of push more with no line. But the one thing I would say is that the main thing is that I think the base pace on my no line has always been there. I don't think it's I don't think my pace over the season it has improved. It has. I just don't think it's improved by a substantial amount. Like my qualifying lap in Australia, for example, I'd done Australia for WOR and I set a 49, I think. I did Australia the other day in TTRL and I think I set a 15.2 in Q3, which has more grip. So my pace hasn't actually, changed that much between it. It's just getting more consistent on the race pace and sort of, you know, I struggled really at the start of the season to get that final qualifying lap in. When I had the pace, I think of many examples. Even Australia, Bahrain, where Smozik took pole, Austria. I should have. There were times where I could have been on pole, and I didn't because just through basically not making the sort of right decisions and pushing it too much on the final lap when I didn't need to. So that's been the main thing. And sort of reflecting on the whole season, I think my no line progress has been really encouraging. I've had my dips. Obviously, Abu Dhabi wasn't great. Wasn't really my fault though. So I'm not. But I'm not really blaming myself for that Austria. But you know, the fact that I've been able to finish on the podium every single race this season, I think says a lot about how my consistency on no lines really grew. And you know, I've really enjoyed this season. I've had a great fight with Lazar, even Speed Demon. You know, Thallow at times, Mozek at the start, Westrizzy, um, Finn in Imola. You know, it's been a great season, and I've enjoyed it so much. And I'm just, you know, it's one thing to you know go out there and sort of win. The main thing I'm enjoying is the fact that we can just race in this league again because, you know, it's a league I've been in since I was a little kid. So I mean, I joined the league probably when I was about 12, 11, and now I'm 17, turning 18 next year. So it's yeah, it's been probably my the biggest F1 league for me. And you know, just to have this sort of racing, full grids mainly, basically every week. It's great to have it back, and I definitely missed it for the period we didn't have it. So I'm just looking forward to the sort of future now, and hoping the league can keep pushing. And when I return, I don't know if I'm going to come back next season. As I said, I've not made my decision up, but when I return to racing, I hope it's just as good as this season's been because I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you perfectly summarized there what every one of us is thinking about GSR at its current state or in general. Yeah, I don't have any more questions then. Yeah, I think it was a great race. Thank you for your commentators. Yeah, so thank you for being here in the post-race interviews. Once again, congratulations on the podium and the win. And the drivers and constructors standings. No, the drivers and constructors title. So, yeah, and then good luck for your next season or for the rest of the season in ETSR at least. And yeah, for the next season you will have a race here or go to have fun then here next year alongside me, maybe then in a commentary booth. So, but till then, thank you for the interview.
Cheers, thank you. I'd like to say as well, I was going to say this. Thank you for commentating this series. Really appreciate it. Been there every race, so yeah, means a lot that you put the effort in the league and stuff. And you always rock up, commentate, and I just want to say thank you for that because,
Yeah, no, yeah, thank you very much. I mean, with the good races we had this year, it was pretty easy to commentate and was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I did it with a pleasure. I had lots of fun. I also hope you guys had a lot of fun by watching the stream with, the final race of GSR Season 14. It's been a crazy season. 12 races. We had basically everything that we could offer in the season alone. We had amazing fights. We had an amazing constructors fight going all the way to the final race. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this race and the season. Yeah, hopefully you're gonna tune in next season again, which will happen in a couple of weeks. But yeah, you will find every information that you need to know either in the Discord or on our social media platforms. Until then, I hope to see you guys very soon and have a good night. See ya.